Congratulations Primitive Protonova on being the first one in the tavern. You get the best seat in the house. The rest of you will just have to deal with the second best.
I made up my mind this time. I'm taking it over. Modest tranquility. Said I made up my mind this time. I'm taking it over.
Of course I come in with my mic muted. At least I noticed this time. Hello everyone, how you doing? How's your week been? I realized I was not around yesterday. Sorry about that, but I'm here today and the cat is here too. Hello. Would you like something? He would like attention. Yes. Can I help you, good sir? Can I help you? As I get tiny. Well, alright, welcome in. Primitive, congratulations on getting first. And Cheza, how you? I see you throwing birdseed. Sure, kept you guys company. I'm glad he kept you guys company. I was able to pop in closer to the end of his stream. It didn't pop over to him though, but I was online. But yeah, I'm glad you were able to be kept entertained over at his place. I haven't gone over and seen his build recently, but I've been hearing that he's making good progress on it. Like, really good progress on it. What do you guys think of his build? Huh? Oh, what is it? Like, I think it's supposed to be an oil rig, or something like that. You fell asleep so you didn't see much of the server. That's understandable. If you want, have you done a server tour? The rig's looking cool. Yeah, he's doing such a good job with that. He really is. He's been having a lot of fun too with it, which is an important thing. Having fun with your builds. I have been in the thralls of gathering materials for my build as of recently. That's basically all I've been doing. I gather materials and I gather materials and I gather materials. I have a double chest. I think it's more than halfway full with shulkers in it. And I'm not even halfway done with the materials list. I think I've gotten most of the bulky stuff gathered up, but a lot of it still needs to be gathered. Some of it's a bit more time consuming than others. Like, I think I need, like, what is it? I do believe I need at least another shulker of packed mud. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get packed mud? First, you need to make the mud by either going and finding it or getting a water bottle and placing it on dirt. And then you need to go get hay and combine hay with that mud to make packed mud. You remember him restocking? Then you went to sleep and then it was morning. Oh, I'm glad you were able to get some sleep. Sleep is important. You know that. I know that. Do we always listen to that? No. But we do know it. But anyways, I think I'm gonna hop onto the server. We're gonna get started, because I am running a bit late today, and I'm not going to be able to run late today, unfortunately. I need to start packing up the kitchen. We got, like, a week and a half till construction starts. And everything in the kitchen needs to leave the kitchen. So... It was some good sleep when you can access it. Yeah. I have found usually I sleep better with either watching someone's VODs, watching someone's live stream, watching long form videos, just having someone talking in the background Sometimes about things, sometimes just about anything in particular. Nothing particularly interesting. Hang on a second. I realize I have not opened up the house because it is warm. You guys have fun while I do that. Throw things at me or something. Okay, I'm back and windows are open now. A little bit of a warm breeze, but it's a breeze, and that's the important thing. Let there be air. Alright. However, with that, like I said, we're gonna jump on. There were 2 people on. Now it appears there's only 1. That's okay. So let's head over here. No crashing. We are crashing. Okay, let's try that again. Need someone to, yeah, for you to fall asleep. Give me a second. Things are a little frozen. Yeah. It depends what I'm listening to, if it's something that will keep me awake or if it's something that will let me fall asleep. And it appears Minecraft is not responding. Like, if I listen to certain types of music or something that I'm really passionate about, it will keep me awake. But at the same time, I can throw on, like, what is it? I think it's like a 5-hour compilation of Markiplier playing all the Five Nights at Freddy's games. And I can tell how long I've been asleep for based off of remembering which game he was on when I fell asleep and how far along the video is. Hello? Minecraft? We would like you to respond. Minecraft! The mining of the crafting of the mining of the crafting of the mining of the crafting. Task manager. Get it! Let's try that again. Ooh, 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 ooh. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Sorry, my cat just had a moment. Yeah. See, you're okay. I think I've told you guys about this. Right now, he has a little bit of a bad tooth. We just can't afford that vet bill right now. And he's currently grooming himself. And he got his, the fur was like pulling on the tooth, so. Sometimes just going out with a fishing pole and just relaxing out there. Sometimes that's all that's needed to have fun. You don't need to catch anything to have fun. Alright, let's see. Are we going to survive this? No. Try again. Well, you're loading faster. That looks better. 3 times the charm. It's still a little jittery, but that's okay. Anyways, I'm currently at the shopping district. Technically, this is where Sherio lives. Sherio lives off over that way. And I actually need to go check all my shops. We're gonna do that while I'm here. I also might pick up a few more shulker boxes because I'm in need of them. Okay, that's all clear. And we'll come back for the shulker. Let's continue on down this way. All right. Nope. Nope. I need to put more spruce in there. That's okay. I also need some more of the warped woods. Need to get cherry in here. Need to get acacia. There's not as many people get those, so I'm not overly worried. But I would still like to finish, like, fill those out so it's there if someone wants it. Okay. Now let's head on, and there's a bean. Actually, I forgot to set my status. Right, let's go get shulkers. It's really sort of sad that people yeah, just like have to keep that sort of hidden. Don't get me wrong, I understand why. I very much do understand why. But The way I like to describe it is like we're a group of people who love essentially dressing up as our own character or being represented as our own character in online spaces, and we raise a shit ton of money for charity. Perfect example of that. This past Ferality. You want to know how much money we raised over this during Ferality? A virtual convention, mind you. Over $10,000. You want to know what the chant was? For the puppies. Because all that money is going to help a small local shelter, like a small shelter that helps essentially dogs that are at risk and puppies that are at risk. I think they also do help cats. Essentially, if they're at risk of like having a hard time getting placed, having a hard time like finding homes, they help them out. But they also do a lot of community outreach and community programs. If I remember correctly, one of the things they do is puppy yoga. And yes, that does mean you go do yoga and you can have a puppy climbing all over you. But essentially, it is just a hobby. It is just a... When it comes down to it, furry at its base is a hobby. It is an interest. It is literally no different than the people who like are interested in bikes or something like that. And like they're just like, this is my bike. I got all this special gear for my bike. And they add another 0 to that. It was in 10. I don't know if I misspoke there, but it was yeah. It was over $100,000. Yeah, and that's why one of the first things I describe to people is the charity that we do. This is a fairly old story. But it's still a good one that I like to explain to show how generous and how caring and how kind the community is. Do you know what Anthrocon is? Or just... Well, I'm gonna assume you do. At Anthrocon, when they first moved into the convention center that they're currently at, a small little restaurant decided to welcome in the furries by going out and like putting paw prints out front to sort of like welcome them in. And that restaurant's name is Fernando's. And it became a tradition every year for the furries to go and basically buy out everything from Fernando's. And they kept welcoming back the furries every year to the point where they would go get like little plastic dog bowls as a gimmick for us, and like all the fries and stuff would get put in those. And you know, everyone in the community loved it because they welcomed us in, and we're just like, hell yeah, we love having you guys here. One of the local furries found out that Fernando's was going to have to close down because of financial reasons. Proceeded to post it online, and the collective furry community went hell no. Proceeded to start raising money online, and a group decided, you know what, we're going to hold a small convention at Fernando's, and we're all just going to show up. And start throwing money at this man, basically. He, within, I think it was like a month, we had raised enough money for him to keep his restaurant up and going. I think it was for like, I want to say it was for like the next year or something like that. I don't remember. This was a long time ago. But there was people live streaming from the restaurant. Fernando's got presented with a giant check with money that was raised from people who had never been to his restaurant. Because they were just like, I hope to one day be able to walk into your restaurant. Yeah, if you treat furries right, they'll take care of you. That's not to say there isn't bad actors out there. They're in every community. But for the majority, it's almost always a wonderful experience. And we're kind, we're caring. We hear the word charity and we go, hang on a second, and we reach for our wallets. There was one individual at the charity auction at Ferality who basically said if the charity auction, if the total hits a certain amount, he was going to donate, I want to say it was something like $10,000. And he did. And then he was like, okay, also, if it hits an additional this much amount, then I'll donate another, like, $2,500. Or something like that. Which he did. That chant was make him broke. But, like, as the charity auction was going on, people were basically saying, like, if this item hits this amount, then I'm gonna donate, like, an additional $500 straight to the charity. Because that's how furries function. And there was other artists and stuff coming forward, basically adding to the bundles, saying, if this particular thing hits this amount, then I'll throw in this to that bundle, but it has to hit this amount of money. One of the favorite things for at least Ferality is to break the charity head, the head of charity. The convention's goal is to make him cry. When he cries, it's a good reason though. Because that's how we know we've done our job. We made the charity head cry. I wonder if the actual total, I don't think the actual total's out yet, because you can still go donate to the charity right now. It hasn't closed yet. They haven't closed it up yet. I don't want to go here. Okay, no, it has closed. Oh, wait. It's rounding up to total. Okay. The total amount raised at Ferality, $112,845. I'm just gonna type that number out because, So it is... 1, 2, 8, 4, 5. That is how much money was raised. You give furries a good charity to raise money for. The money will be raised. I know there's I forget which one. I know it's like some type of disease to do with like your muscles essentially giving up on you, and it is it's essentially a terminal illness. But I know there's some type of like a walk that happens that raises money for it. And the furries are really bigly involved with that too. Part of the reason behind that is because one of the members of the furry community, who was a fairly active member and a fairly beloved member, if I remember correctly, he like loved volunteering at like animal shelters, stuff like that. He was an EMT. His goal was to save lives. He had a very active life before he got diagnosed with this, and unfortunately, he did lose his battle with it. The furries found out, as the collective furries found out, and basically, while he was still alive, they started going to these walks, usually in a fursuit. A lot of them do it in fursuit. And they'll start raising money. And donating it in his name. I forget his name off the top of my head. I shouldn't, because he was fairly well known. Maybe. I could I have a sticker of the guy, Ace Persona, off in my room. Like, I could probably go, in to find it. Give me a second. Let me do a little quick search. Apparently there are several different, like, directly furry run charity walks that happen. Okay, hang on. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can quickly go find the sticker. I did not find it. I just went digging through so many different furry stickers and I did not find the correct one. So if you guys didn't know, a big thing in the furry community is stickers. Stickers of your persona. I currently don't have any of mine, but that is a huge thing. It might be. So it might be Parkinson's P. No, that's not what I want. You love yourself some stickers. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I know one thing that might help. Hang on. So I know you did a like live charity auction, spontaneous, in order to raise money. I'm just gonna have to dig for it. If there's your channel, there's the furries, essentially wine uncle. We all love our wine uncle. In other words, if you don't know who Uncle Kage is, he's the head of Anthrocon and ALS. That's the walk that happens. There's still more to donate. Though I wouldn't be surprised if there is a group of furries that do walks for ALS, for Parkinson's too. Dog Bomb, that's his name. ALS. As in like apple llama snake. Dog Bomb was the furry that, yeah, Dog Bomb was the furry that like really started it. That is the guy who unfortunately is no longer with us. If I remember correctly, I could also be mistaking some of what his accomplishments with some other furries that have passed. And there's a whole page for him. It's not too big, but there is a page for him on WikiFur if you want to go look up about him. So if you want to look up Dog Bomb. Oh yeah. And that is but like this is part of the reason why I joined the community, because of the costuming and the creativity. I stayed because of the kindness. I stayed because how kind and caring everyone in the community is. And that is such a huge thing. It is a massive part of the community. Anyways, we've been like yapping for how long now? I don't even know. Too long, probably. We got things to do. I got stuff together, mostly trees to chop down. Because I still need so much stripped wood. Yeah. This here is my chest of supplies. It is not done yet. Like, I am probably going to finish filling all this out. Filling all this in. So, that is something that I'm gonna have to do. It's gonna be fun. Wonderful time. I don't know military alphabet, unfortunately. So I just work with what I can. Like, if I stopped and thought about it, I probably could. I used to hear it a lot. Not anymore, though. Which I'm sort of glad I don't hear it anymore. I was never part of the military myself. But I was, like, exposed to speech like that a lot. And like I said, eventually I got pretty good at understanding it. When you grow up around it, you just sort of almost instinctually end up learning it. But also, after a while of not using it and not being around it, I tend to forget stuff like that. Yeah, give me a second. I think I heard of it. Yes, that's something that I need to respond to. Hang on a second, everyone. And hello, Shirio. How you doing today? Let's turn that on. Schematics. That's not what I want. Still waking up. All right. Okay. Okay, so really quick, I'm just going to put that there. Maybe have all that. I am still getting yapped at by people that are not here. Why? Okay. These are... I'm gonna need another shulker, so anyways. Let me grab that. Put that there, we'll throw that there. Put those together. Do it for when you. Okay, there you go. Alright. We've been talking about furries, culture around furries, different charities that furries have done. That's what we've been yapping about today, Shirio, so. Anyways, like this list that you see on the side here, that is essentially my shopping list. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All that can go over there. That can go over there. No, this in here. I'm essentially throwing things into my inventory so it gets off the list. Felt good to sleep that late. Sometimes you just need to sleep late. That's all you need. Just a nice sleep late. Then really not because you're bored being learned it. Sometimes sometimes you just do that too. You just learn a skill because you know what? Why not? Use it for the amount because your job. That makes sense, Shurio. I also know what your job is and fully entails. Well, maybe not fully, but enough. With the amount of, like, different jobs you've had, it is truly no surprise that you picked up that. On to chopping of the trees. Why do I have honeycomb? I have no clue why I have honeycomb on me. But yeah. Grab that and out. Alright. This is gonna probably be the rest of the stream. Just a heads up. I still need like 2.5 shulkers of stripped wood. So. And that's not counting these are stripped logs. And then I need stripped wood, which is a different thing. And it actually takes up, you need to use, I think, more stripped logs in order to make one stripped wood. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio, if I remember correctly. I don't use, like, wood blocks that often. Okay. Add that one down. Next tree. Here we go. Oh, so while I was at the convention, this year I remembered to actually take photos. I still probably would have liked to take more, but I have some pretty good photos from at the convention. I had a lot of fun. Like truthfully, if you're ever thinking about going to Ferality, attending Ferality, I say it's worth it. Some people, there's currently a little bit of discourse on that of like Ferality is not a real convention and so on and so forth. And to some extent, like, yeah, I can see where their points are. But on a very fundamental basis, the way Ferality runs and the feel you get at Ferality is a very different feel than you get from like any type of like just meet up in VR chat. If you're going for just the meetups, and I do mean just the meetups, then yes, you're not going to get your full experience for Ferality. You're going to want to go to everything that Ferality like presents itself as you're able to do. Oh, you want to know the backstory of Anthrocon? Anthrocon started as like a okay, it wasn't a frat party, but like it was a group of guys that got together and basically said, let's start a furry convention. And they didn't really know what they were doing. And at the end of the first year, they had roped Uncle Kage into like helping them, and by the end like during the first convention they ended up like roping Uncle Kage into helping them. I think, was it the end? I don't remember if it was the first convention or the second convention. They called like but they got Uncle Kage involved somehow, and by the end of the convention he ended up the chairhead of the convention, and he's been trying to retire ever since. They won't let him retire. He has done so much good for the fandom. We all love the drunk hissing cockroach in a lab coat. Because that's what his persona is, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. Uncle Kage, one of like the most well-known... Okay, hang on. Is it crunchy for everyone? Stereo, are you there? We've had this problem before.
We are chugging along and audio is crunchy. IDK if it's me.
Hang on. I'm gonna pull up my own stream to try and listen. I can't hear myself. Okay. That's a Mayan problem that I don't know how to fix. I don't know what causes it. I truly don't know what causes this. My audio is crunchy, and I don't know how to fix this. I was gonna ask you if it was crunchy for you, but I checked my own stream. Give me a second. We're gonna try swapping audio sources and see if that fixes it. We're gonna try some things because I have some new tricks up my sleeve nowadays. So hold tight. If it gets to the point where it's just unbearable, let me know and I will end stream. Mic. I want the mic mix. Alright, we want this one. Properties. Okay, how is this now? Let me pull up my stream again. Hello. Let's pull up my own channel again. Is it just... Oh, it's buffering. It is buffering. Oh, that sounds better. Maybe. I can't tell. My stream's buffering too. Why is it buffering so much? Oh no, it's not better. Oh, it's doing the quick thing. Getting a lot of buffer. I don't get it. So, for how quick I sound like I'm talking, I am not talking that quickly. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to end stream here, because truthfully, this is one of those things where I don't know what's causing it. Sure, I'm gonna send you, like... I know, because essentially my audio is being almost compressed and delayed. And I think that's what's causing the choppiness. Hi, Portia, you come in on technical difficulties that I don't know how to fix as you throw the bird seed. But... this... yeah, I'm gonna send you a screenshot, Sherry, of, like, what the stats are saying for me. Because it doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it'll make sense to you. Yeah, I know why it sounds fast. It's because the audio is like trying to catch up. It's like only my audio is actually buffering, and then it tries to speed up to catch up to everything. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to end stream here because this is one of those things that I don't know how to fix. I've tried changing my audio. I've tried new sources of audio in the past. I've tried just doing like a quick restart of my stream, and if I remember correctly, that did not fix it. And it will just get worse and worse as time goes on, to the point where I'm unintelligible. Like, you guys can't understand what I'm saying. So I am... and apparently my... have I only been going out? I haven't been going an hour. I'm so sorry, everyone. Let me head over here and actually log out this game. Don't have to worry about that. Alright, I'm gonna find someone to send you guys on off to. Let's see, who's around? Who can I send you to? Do you guys want to go bother the cinnamon roll? Would you guys like to go bother Imbario? I'm gonna send you guys off to Imbario, I think. If you guys have not been with me while we rate Imbario, it is a wonderful time over there. They're a wonderful content creator. And they do this really fun thing called clip time. So if you have a favorite clip of mine, go grab it. Currently, they are playing some Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection? Reflection? I think it's Reflection. I can read. Anyways, I'm gonna send you guys on over there. So you guys are gonna go over there. Be kind, be nice. The raid message today is Crunchy Mike. So, let me see if I can spell. Crunchy. That's not how you spell crunchy. Crunchy. Alright. So that's your raised message. Go ahead, copy that. You guys can paste that when you get on over there. And when you get on over there, make sure you drop a follow. They're wonderful. Yeah, like I said, when you get on over there, make sure you drop a follow. They're a wonderful content creator. Always a wonderful time over there. So you guys are gonna go over there, have fun, be nice, not have to deal with a crunchy mic and a buffering stream. And I will see you all tomorrow when hopefully I don't have a crunchy mic. Alright, with that, I will let you guys go and I will stop talking at you because you don't want to hear the crunchy mic. Bye!